What's going on, America? I just got information or saw it on the internet that Philando Castile, for those of you who don't know about that incident, it's the famous, potentially infamous incident that occurred where a African-American male was shot by police in his vehicle. It was live streamed on Facebook by his girlfriend, who sensationalized the whole thing and made it out to be this dramatic situation, that he was wrongfully shot, and she literally videotaped his last breath, just about. I'm pretty sure he died right there. So it gained traction, and millions of people watched the videos. People were outraged. Black Lives Matter was out there yelling and blocking traffic and calling for the death of white police officers. And I remember saying this before: we need more information before you make a determination of fault. Because just because she's screaming and acting a fool on the video don't mean that what she's saying is true. Just because he's sitting there dying, which causes a reaction by people, no matter if they think he's right or wrong, just because you see him on the video don't mean that he wasn't doing something he wasn't supposed to be doing. And the reason why I'm making this video is not to in any way disrespect the Castile family, but it's to bring light to the ineffectiveness of Black Lives Matter movement and these black activists and race baiters. Your causes are not going to be taken as fact or legitimate as long as you're fighting for illegitimate purposes, as long as you're fighting without accurate current information. You cannot order the death of a police officer and feel like he should be indicted and placed in a jail with no evidence of the crime that had occurred. You have no evidence, but you're basing it on emotionalism and racism. And then when the verdict don't turn out the way you thought it should, because you didn't have the information to start with, now you want to act a fool and ride. All I'm saying is that I am in support of people who object to police brutality. In this Philando Castile situation, there was no evidence of police brutality as far as we know in its totality. I said this from the beginning. Need more information to determine what happened, because I know as a police officer that these situations, catching a glimpse of a situation isn't the situation in its totality. There's things that lead up to these situations that most of the public have no idea occurs. So just so y'all know, the police officers were acquitted. I think that it probably was the fair judgment. And I think that people need to come to the realization that that's what happened. Let it go. The officers did nothing wrong. Obviously, there is conclusive evidence that leads a judge to believe, or a jury to believe, beyond a reasonable doubt, that this officer was not guilty of any crimes of intentionally killing Philando Castile. And all of you Black Lives Matter movement people need to renegotiate your tactics. From this point forward, make sure you know the facts. Make sure you get good, accurate information before you go out there acting a fool. And then even now, go look at the court documents, go research and find out why this officer was acquitted before you going out there yelling and screaming and cussing again. Okay? For your movement to be taken legitimately, you need to have some facts. You need to stop jumping on every racial situation that you can to try to cause some type of conflict, because you end up looking like a fool to everybody else in the world. Now, to your people who want to toe the line, no matter what, yeah, you look like you have a just cause. But to the rest of America, you look like a fool. Okay? It is unfortunate that this young man lost his life. But young men out here, if you're watching my video, learn to do the right thing. You will not be killed, shot, brutalized by a police officer if you follow instructions, if you just simply comply. It is nothing wrong and nothing cowardice about complying with police officers. Now, if you want to get beat up, shot, and killed and hope for the best in court later on and hope Black Lives Matter supports you, then go ahead and do what you want to do and get shot. But what I tell you this, I can tell you this for a matter of a fact, because I do this for a living and I'm also black for a living. Follow instructions and you will be okay. And if you end up not being okay, more than likely you won't be killed, but you may be falsely arrested at some point. It could happen to you. It's rare, but it could happen to you. You will be a paid individual. The key is to follow instruction. If they mess up and make a mistake, then you have a course of action that you can take that does not involve violence. So anyway, the officers were acquitted on this case. Y'all gonna see people acting a fool, but at the end of the day, It's very unfortunate this young man lost his life, and it's unfortunate this police officer was put in that position. And I'm glad that it's resolved and it's over with. Now I hope that everybody else can let it go. The family deserves to mourn the death of their family member, and the officer's family deserves to celebrate the victory of not being charged for something you didn't do. So anyway, that's just my 2 cents on the Philando Castile situation. Hey, make sure y'all keep following me on the YouTube. Subscribe to the page, share the video if you like it. I think a lot of people like it, but make sure you share it. Get the word out. If you like what I say, if you think I'm speaking logic, if you think that I'm identifying things that you think about, then share the video, like it, subscribe to the page. You can also follow me on Facebook. But enough of the plugs. I'll see y'all later.